Hello everyone, Tutu Mora here with the Wise Recharge with Us from Home series. We're going to be doing a fun and challenging flow with the foam roller today. So you can use any type of foam roller you have. The texture, the diameter is not as important as the fact that it's going to be adding some challenge to our stability, which is going to invite our abdominal muscles to kick on just a little bit more to help keep us stable. So go ahead and grab what you have. As well, if you do not have a foam roller, you can absolutely take part in this series as well. It's just gonna be a little bit different. So take what you have and I'll meet you down on the mat. All right. So, we're gonna start on our hands and our knees, and we're gonna use our foam roller against our shins. So I'd like you to first, before you even get on the foam roller, to start with your hands right beneath your shoulders, knees right beneath your hips. And that'll kind of give you an idea of where we want the foam roller to be. So we want the foam roller to be against your shins here. So even when we step onto that foam roller, we still want to have roughly our knees beneath our hips, hands beneath our shoulders. So if you've gotten on already, you can feel how this adds a dimension of instability to what we're doing here. So it's gonna make it a lot more challenging and fun. So what we're gonna do to start is we're just gonna take a couple deep breaths, and I want you to find your center. So I want you to feel like you've got on a belt across your center, and you've got on a little bow tie as well. And I want both of those spaces to feel like they're lifting up through your body towards the ceiling. So once you have that sensation, it's gonna help you keep your stability here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by extending one leg out. We're gonna lower that toe to tap the ground and lift back up. Lowering and lifting. Keeping that bow tie and your belt lifted up through your body towards the ceiling. Let's take two more. And then with control, go ahead and draw that leg back to rest on the foam roller. Now I'm gonna scoot up just a little bit so you can see how my toe is tapping the mat. But we're gonna move on to that other side, and we're gonna do the same thing. Okay. So you've got your connections on so that you feel stable. Let's extend that other leg out, lowering and lifting. Noticing if your pelvis wants to create a big shift, or if your shoulders want to create a big shift to help keep you stable. And that's going to tell you a lot about where your pelvic and scapular stability is. One more. And with control, bringing that leg back into the roller. Now, what we're going to do is going to go back to that other side. We're going to extend that leg, and we're going to bring that knee in. Go ahead and round that spine so your knee comes in towards your chest. We're gonna lengthen back out. Bringing it back in and back out. And in and out, nice and slow with control here. One more. And go ahead and rest that leg back down. Now you also may notice that one side feels a lot more stable than the other. And again, let's bring that knee in and out. Two more. Last one. And resting back down. Nice. Now, let's go ahead and sit this back into a child's pose here. Give those arms a little break. It can be a lot to rest on your arms that way, as if we're kind of in a half plank for the whole time. Now check in with your wrists. If you feel a lot of pressure through your wrists and your shoulders, I want you to really pay a little bit more attention to your belt and your bow tie, because creating that sense of stability through your center, through your trunk, is going to take some of the load off of your shoulders and your wrists. All right, so on the next one, we're going to kick this up a little bit and we're going to lift the one leg and the opposite arm. Now they don't need to go anywhere. We're just going to start with that lift. So let's create that instability by first bringing up that leg. Opposite arm is going to come up. We're just going to hold and take a deep breath. Lower back down. Let's take that same thing to the other side, starting with that leg. And opposite arm. And lowering back down. Now making sure those wrists are still right beneath your shoulders. Using your low belly, we're gonna scoop. So starting by taking a little pelvic curl, scoop that low belly in, draw that roller in. And then still using that low belly, we'll scoop it back out. We're gonna take that 3 more times, starting by scooping that tailbone, using that low belly to draw the roller in and out. 2 more. Last one. Now, go ahead and step off of that roller, and we're going to place that roller right beneath our hips. All right. So you can let your elbows be wide and rest your hands or your head on your hands. And we're going to bring our feet together, kind of like this. Okay, so you can let your legs stretch out for a moment, but find that feeling where both halves of your pelvis are weighted into the roller. You don't need to press into the roller, but we want to just find that feeling of equally weighted pelvis into the roller. Now let's bring that, those feet together, keeping your pelvis weighted. And we're just going to create a little lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. 3 more. Let's hold that 3rd one up. And let's take just a little bit of a back extension up. Taking this to the height that feels good. And I want you to breathe. And relax back down. We're going to take that 1 more time. When you feel ready, we're going to lift and open that chest. Taking this to the degree that feels good. Breathe and lower. Now go ahead and rest those legs back down. We're going to press up and back into a child's pose. So you can move that roller on out. If you want, you can use your hands to just press that roller away. Stretching it out. Let's bring one hand to one side of the roller, other hand on top of that. Give yourself that stretch. Other side. Back to center. All right. So, go ahead and take a couple steps around. See how you feel. And thanks so much for joining. I'll see you back here next time on the Wise Recharge with Us from Home series. Take care.